Hey there everyone, welcome back to another Game Vault video. As always, I'm Captain Beefy with the Game Vault, and we're going to talk about CD Projekt Red developer Mary Kenney tonight. And what's going on with the follow-up to Cyberpunk 2077. So let's cue up the music and we'll get right to it. All right, so Cyberpunk 2077 came out a few years ago. Everyone knows the story behind that game. It took a long time to develop. It was released. It wasn't ready for release. It failed abysmally upon release, and they went through a redemption arc, much like No Man's Sky has, and got that game up and running and in a very good condition. And people love it, absolutely love it. I played through it when it first came out, and I enjoyed it immensely. I didn't have the problems a lot of people had. I was playing on PS4 Pro, and I did already have a SSD drive that I installed myself on there. I pulled out the regular drive and put the SSD in to replace it, so I don't know if that helped mitigate some of the issues people were having on console or what, but, you know, it was a good game. I enjoyed it immensely. Now, there's a lot of garbage in that game that was annoying, a lot of wokeness and all that kind of stuff, and that was, you know, there was a few years back when I played it, and it was before I realized just how poisoned this industry is. I thought, you know, it's this game, it's this weird setting and all that, and it fits it, you know, it fits it just fine, but the really annoying part was the romance options, because you had a couple romance options, but you couldn't romance Judy if you were a guy, and you know, it was stupid. It's like, why do you have these specific romance options? That should just be removed from the game completely, you know, but whatever. So, CD Projekt Red developer Mary Kenney, who declared every lever must be pulled to push LGBTQ or LGB agenda, let's just call it LGB from now on, agenda, hints she's working on Cyberpunk 2077 sequel. So that means it's only going to go worse. It's just going to be so much worse than it was. We talked about her once before about the Wolverine project and how she's talking about pulling every lever for gayness and all that crap, and it's just, she's one of those cancerous peoples that I want to see drummed out of the industry. And, you know, hopefully CD Projekt Red is going to get past this woke nonsense they're doing right now and maybe, you know, just go into making some good games again. We've got two announcements in the last couple of days. I didn't talk about the other one yet, but it's the Witcher 4. It looks like Geralt's not going to be the main character of that game, which is very disappointing. You know, and of course they're replacing him with a female character. You know, granted, she is a big part of the Witcher story and all that, and is a great character and all that, but I don't think of her when I play The Witcher. I want to play as Geralt. That's his game. If you want to do a spin-off or something, cool, I get it. That would be a lot of fun and all that. And call me what you will, you know, oh, you're misogynist, oh, you just want, you know, you're whatever. I don't care. I play a game for a reason. You know, I like a character. I want to play as that character. I want to, you know, want to continue that character story. That's great. If things end and we need, and they want to replace that character, well, that's a good jump off point, you know, for people who have been following something like that. Just like in movies, right? Like you had a franchise like the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Let's talk about that real quick. We've talked about it before, but Endgame, and then you had, what was it? No Way Home, Afterward, or Far From Home, whatever. I think it was No Way Home. It was a good jumping off point for fans of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, because it just went into the toilet since then, you know. And you could see the writing on the wall. You could see it coming. There were hints of it with, you know, the Captain Marvel movie, and some of the announcements for upcoming projects were like real sketchy. The TV series is coming out on Disney Plus. It was like, ugh. You know, I stayed on a little bit longer just to see what was happening, and I didn't like it at all. So I was like, you know what? That's where I'm done. Absolutely done. So, you know, maybe The Witcher 3 is a good jump-off point for me for this series. You know, don't come back to it. Maybe the original Cyberpunk is going to be the only Cyberpunk game I play. Maybe we'll never do CG Projekt Red games again. I don't know. We'll have to see what happens with this company. But hopefully they wake up and stop with this nonsense, because both of these franchises have some big sequels coming up. Sequels that normally I'd be like, well, hell, I'm on board for that. That sounds like a lot of fun. And I absolutely don't want to mess with either one of them now. It's like, whatever. So Kenney initially announced she joined CD Projekt Red in a post on LinkedIn. Said, without further ado, it's time to announce my new job. Today was my first day as a senior writer at CD Projekt Red, best known for the Witcher series and Cyberpunk 2077. I can't wait to talk more about my project. I'm thrilled to be getting back into RPGs, and my team is talented, welcoming, and just flat out cool. Here's to a new adventure. So any team that's going to want her on board is a team I want nothing to do with, to be honest with you. She's a real piece of crap from what I've seen, and I can't. Again, this is one of those people, and this is the reason that you decide where to spend your money in gaming. Don't give your money to people that hate you, and Kenney hates people like me, so screw her. She's not getting my money. That company's not getting my money, and there's going to be a lot more people on board with that are not going to join in and take part in these games anymore. CD Projekt Red, sorry about it, man. In a follow-up post, she provided more clarity and revealed that during her meetings with CD Projekt Red, she discussed the company's Projekt Orion, which is their follow-up to Cyberpunk 2077. Kenney wrote on LinkedIn, "My inbox remains filled with people asking for the spicy tea on my recent job change, so this post is to assure everyone there is, in fact, no tea, just a plate of vanilla wafers with pastel frosting." Whatever kind of idiotic reference she's making there. But she continued, "Insomniac and I didn't part on bad terms, even a little. I wasn't fired. I adore my former fellow directors on Marvel's Wolverine, and I don't intend to let any of them fall out of touch with me. A lot of my work is still in that thing. That's unfortunate. I'm rooting for that game and all of Insom's future projects." Well, you poisoned that game, then you jumped ship, and now you're going to go poison another game. So I hope you're proud of yourself, Kenney. You suck. Next, she revealed she discussed the company's plans for Projekt Orion. "Deciding to leave Insomniac was really hard. I had a great, fast-paced 5 years there with wonderful people I adore, but when I met the team and heard the details of Projekt Orion, I couldn't stay away. It's a dream project for me as a writer/gamer," she concluded. "No tea, all cookies, just excitement, great people, cool projects." Well, Mary, I wish you nothing but the worst. I hope you fail miserably there, and I hope the game fails miserably, and it costs CD Projekt Red tens, if not hundreds of millions of dollars, and you end up shit-canned, and unfortunately a lot of good developers will get shit-canned with you, but hopefully they'll find other work and you won't. That's just my personal feeling. CD Projekt Red stated in October 2022 that Orion is codename for our next Cyberpunk game, which will take the Cyberpunk franchise further and continue harnessing the potential of this dark future universe. As for Kenney's comments about pushing the LGB agenda, she discussed a GLAD report bemoaning the lack of LGBT characters in video games with dual shockers in May. All right, whatever. I'm so sick of GLAD. GLAD's a dumpster fire. They're just as bad as the ACLU and all these other supposedly special interest rights groups and all that. They can all go pound sand for all I care. McKenney said, "That GLAD report tells us something key. Games are a way for LGBT people to socialize. But it also tells us something heartbreaking. Oh, LGBT gamers don't feel like developers are thinking of them when they design games. Oh, it's so heartbreaking. Piss off, man. All right? Games are a way for people to socialize. This right here, nobody gives a damn about you guys except yourselves. And we're sick of you pushing yourselves into every single project and every single aspect of normal day-to-day living. Just be, exist. Be happy you exist. Nobody's prosecuting you. Nobody's, it's absolutely ridiculous. You're here in the United States. You're fine. Do your thing and just don't bother everybody with it. All right? That's all we ask." She added, "There are so many LGB developers, and we want what players want, to design experiences that tell players we're here, we're important, and we belong. In order to obtain this," she declared, "we need to pull every lever we have, characters, community support, mechanics to make it so." Yeah, we know you're here. And no, you're not important, okay? And yeah, you belong just like everybody else belongs. I mean, you don't have this special privilege and all that. You're human beings, you're people. Coexist. You guys like that sticker on all your cars anyway, right? Coexist. Just coexist without being assholes and being pushy and pushing yourselves into every space and every situation and making everybody else sick of you. Got a deal? Let's make a deal. So CG Projekt Red, sorry guys, we're done. At least for now, unless you get rid of this turd and, kind of revamp things and look at the direction you're going and stop with this nonsense. I'll continue to play the original Cyberpunk. And it's got plenty of woke crap in it already, but hell, I already owned the game, and when I bought it, I didn't realize, I didn't realize just how poisoned this industry was. And now that my eyes are open, it's unfortunate because there's a lot going on out there. But, it's going to save me money because there's a lot I'm not going to get because of this kind of stuff. I just can't condone spending my money on it. But what do you make of Kenney hinting that she's working on Projekt Orion, CD Projekt Red's Cyberpunk 2077 sequel? And do you think that she's actually going to cause trouble for Wolverine? I have a feeling Wolverine's going to have some bad stuff in it, and we can all point the finger right at her, and you know which finger to use. If you haven't done so already, please leave a like on the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and ring that bell for notifications. I'll see you next time. Until then, peace.